Hello everyone, welcome to Fun Molecule and this series of R programming for biologists. So in this video we are going to learn graphical interpretation using R and how we are visualizing our data. So when it comes to data visualization, R is particularly very powerful tool. It gives you so much latitude, so much open space to be creative, and it's really worth to understand this. So let's get started without wasting our time and just start with basic R, and with every next step we are going to be more sophisticated and learn some new features and functions. So in data visualization, just write plot and pressure, then control plus enter, and it gives you the simplest form of this graph. It is about pressure and temperature, and you can see it's a dot plot. You can call it a scatter plot. So there is a term called grammar of graphics. So in R we use this grammar of graphics to interpret our data in graphical form. So there are three major points of this data. Data, we are definitely going to use some data frame and data set to interpret our graphs, and the mapping. So while mapping our data, we are going to use some aesthetics. As say, we can say in this graph, there are pressure on y-axis and temperature on x-axis. So these x and y-axis are the aesthetic we are going to map our data against. So it could be temperature, pressure, shape, color, and when it comes to and other aesthetics we are mapping our data against, we can say now we are adding some geometry into it. So these are some key feature of graphic of grammar of graphics. So let's get started with bar plots. You can do the bar plots, the histograms, and anything you are doing, and it is part of geometry, and we are mapping our data with different aesthetics. So bar plot, I just zoom it in. You can use the control and plus key to zoom, and you can also adjust this by this feature like this. Okay. And I also zoom the graphical data and minimize the console because we are going to have a better view, and I'm going to show you how differently you can use the same script and the arguments. So in the bar plot, start with ggplot. Ggplot is also a package we are using for our graphical interpretation of data, and ggplot is part of tidyverse, and there is also one ggplot2. Let's get the ggplot, then data is star wars, then comma, and I just drop the data in the next line. You can also continue with this while using the comma, so we can do it by that also, and we can just do it. So mapping, now we are mapping against the aesthetic of X. So it is already assumed the first aesthetic will be the X and second will be the Y. And so you don't have to use it every time, but I'm just showing it to you, and we can see the versatility in the next examples. So these are the aesthetic, you are using gender and you are using plus, not the pipe operator. And I'm going to tell you when we can use the pipe and when we can use the this addition sign. So plus geo bar. So you are going to use the geometrical analysis through bar. So this is the bar plot, and control plus enter. So you can see we get our data here. That's feminine, masculine, and not available. That is the missing data they are showing us. And the graph is plotted against gender and the count. So let's get into the histogram. Now we are piping the data. It helps us to uh, alter our data, alter the information and edit the information we want specifically in our graphs or anything we are running. So when we pipe the data, we can make the required changes in our data. So as you can see in this graph, we are getting the male, female, and the missing data also. Now, with using the next graph as histogram, I'm also telling you that we are piping with drop NA, that is missing data. In height, you can use any data you want, height or numbers or color or anything. And we are using Star Wars pipe operator, dropping missing data of heights, then again pipe operator, and ggplot with mapping aesthetic of x, that is height. So as I told you, it is assumed that first aesthetic is height, so we are going to escape this from here. So and again plus, so we are I told you that when you use pipe operator, it is and then. So there is Star Wars and then drop the missing data and then plot the mapping against height, and plus means we also want the histogram for our graph. So just control plus enter, and you can see this is a simple histogram that now we only have with without the missing data. So let's get into box plot. We are going to do many experiments in this. So again, Star Wars and the pipe operator, dropping the missing data of height and ggplot aesthetic, and that's height. We have also removed the mapping here because this is also assumed that we are mapping the aesthetics against height. Now plus sign, and we want geometry to be a box plot. Now we are filling our box plot with this color, that is pink. You can also use different color, whatever you want, and I will show you how. And theme is going to be BW, black and white. There are different themes that we can use. Let's say there are black and white, there are classic, dark, gray, light, minimal. So let's say let it be black and white in here, and in next example we can use the different themes. So you will know how does it work. And color, let's say we don't want it pink. Now we will do the cyan color, and we are giving the information to this. The title of this plot is box plot of height, and the x-axis will be height of character. So with these information, again control plus enter, and you see here your box plot with height of character on x-axis, and box plot of height is the title of our graph, of our plot. And you can see the color here we filled. You can choose any color, the blue, the pink, cyan, or anything you want. You can do the experiments. So again, let's get into density plot. Now we will make more sophisticated plots in here with Star Wars and dropping the missing data of heights. Filter we are using here, that is we want in filter in our sex, and we are going to concatenate this male and female. As you can see, while in previous plots, you can see previous plots by clicking this. In this previous plot, it was feminine, masculine, and the missing data. And now we are specifying concatenating the male and female as gender, as sex, then piping the ggplot and mapping against aesthetic, and x would be height. And the second will we are going this with color by sex and fill the sex. So we are color will be objectified with the sex. Now geom underscore density. Now we want this density plot, the alpha is 0.0. This is the color you can see. If you see 0, 0 is the transparent, and if you will fill the 1, it will be a solid color, and zero point 0.2 is in between something. So you'll get to know the theme. Let's say it was a black and white theme with this overall boundary with solid line, and if we say we are going with the theme minimal, so it doesn't have this outer line. So again, control plus enter. So now you can see this is a very beautiful plot, and this is with theme minimal, and you can see these small boxes, and you can see the height of male and female with the density, the height. You can also again uh, give the title to your plot and everything else. So it was a density plot. So again, let's get more sophisticated with the next plot, that is scatter plot. And again, the Star Wars, we are piping the data, and now we are filtering the mass, which is just less than 200. We just want this data, and this is the beauty of piping the data. You can filter the information you want, and you can remove, you can add, you can do experiments with your data. So again, ggplot and aesthetic, these height, mass. The second will always be the y, and this is our third aesthetics, that is color by sex. So we are adding this in geom point. The size of our points, the size of our dots would be 5. You can also play with it. You can make it 2, you can make it 4. The 5 one will be the bigger, the 4 will be the smaller. Let's say we do this with 3. And the alpha, we are keeping 0.5 here. You can change it, and let's say last time it was zero point 0.2, so it was a little transparent, but you can see through it. 0.5 will be more stronger, and 1 will be the solid color. So the theme, again, let's try a different theme, that is classic. You can use any theme you want. You can explode it. You can be creative. So now giving it the title, that is height and mass by sex. Now control plus enter, and you can see this is a scatter plot. You can see the dots are of size 3. It could be 5. It will be in size, and control plus enter again, and you will be able to see the bigger scatter. So now jump it on smooth model and move to our next class and be more sophisticated with this. So this is smooth model, and now again just Star Wars and filter. We are filtering the data that is less than 200 for mass, and piping the ggplot with mapping the aesthetic of height, mass, and color by sex, and adding the geometric point, and the size we are keeping that's 3. So it will be smaller by that, and we wanted the color to be more solid, so I'm telling you, getting you it to the 1 with alpha, because last time we had zero point 0.5 and zero point 0.2. You could be 0.7, 8, anything you want. uh, so the geometric full we are using is smooth, then we want the facet trap by the sex. So you see how this plot is divided in facet trap by sex, and you can use the different aesthetic and theme. Let it be the black and white, and the title we want is height and mass by sex. So let's just control plus enter. So now you can see this plot with height and mass. So it was a smooth model, and we wanted different facet for different sex as we mentioned here. And you can see there is different plot for male, female, and missing data. You can see, but it's plotted against mass and height. And as we defined that we want the mass to be less than 200, so you can see it is 100, 150, and 200. We are limited with this. You can use it with different data and different limits and different filters you want. So keep experimenting with the size, the transparency, the color. You can be as creative as you want, and your plots will be interpreted in a beautiful way. So you can see saw the smooth model, the scatter model, and the density plot with of different size, and this density plot, then the box plot, and this simple bar plot. So I hope you liked this video. I hope it was useful for you. So keep practicing and keep learning the art. Thank you so much.